Shares of Washington Federal are trading higher after reporting record quarterly results. Shares are up nearly 2%. The company saw a 33% jump in earnings, margin expansion, and loan growth. Here to talk about their view of the economy, rates, and recession is Brent Beardall. He is the CEO, and it's good to see you again. Brent, welcome.
Kelly, good to see you. Thank you.
So let's build on that. You know, as someone who's less insulated or more insulated from capital markets, what do you see going on with consumer and business demand?
Yeah, no, it's a very different story for the giant banks, the JP Morgans of the world, than a regional bank in our 8 Western states. It's unbelievably strong still. As you noted, we reported 15% year over year loan growth. That's loans outstanding. Demand continues to be incredibly strong. And then if you think about it, with what the Fed did during the pandemic, bank margins were just squeezed and we were operating under record low margins. And then with rates going up, that's actually a positive for banks. And our margin bumped up from 2.8% to 3.2%. So as a result, it translated to record earnings per share for us.
Brent, I think so many of us are trying to figure out what all of these macroeconomic pressures really are meaning for the consumer when it really boils down to how they're looking at their own home balance sheets, for instance. What is the impact of inflation for you for loans? If everything is more expensive, do we need to take out higher loans, or is the cost of taking out a loan also, of course, more expensive, and so then that dampens demand?
It does dampen demand somewhat, but I think it all goes back to the question on is there a recession on the horizon? And I do believe a recession is likely in the next few quarters, but I don't think a recession is necessarily a bad thing. I think it can be a good thing. Simply put, in my opinion, the economy has been too hot for too long. We've gone too far, too fast. And a recession just means we're going to tamper that a little bit, which I think is a good thing. And I think it would be good for consumers. We've seen record increases in home prices. And if we had even home prices be flat or maybe down 5 or 10%, that's a buying opportunity for consumers.
You think a recession would actually be good for consumers?
I think it could be, yes. We all struggle with recency bias, right? We think about the last recession being the Great Recession and what that meant to consumers. And I don't necessarily believe that's in the cards this time. I think a recession is merely a cooling of the economy, which could actually give consumers a break on prices.